Hey guys, welcome back to the online saga with Zenithion. Right now, just gonna be this video is more or less to catch up and to tell you why there hasn't been a lot of content and to give you a heads up on like what kind of stuff I'll be releasing in the coming weeks. The main reason I've been offline for a while is I actually came down with a pretty bad cold. Was out of commission for about 3 weeks and it ended up being to the point where I ended up having to go to the hospital for a little while. So that's why I was offline for a bit. It ended up getting pretty bad. But the good news is I'm all fine. Wasn't anything really severe. It just wasn't a terrible way for a while. So I'm back and I'm doing more videos, and I have a backlog of videos and I'm going to be starting to splice together and release. And on the other note, I have a couple of new content which I actually just filmed with a few friends. And I've been doing a couple different things. I have a tutorial series that I'm actually getting together and planning and writing out, and I wanted to just give you guys the update on how that's going to work. I'm going to be actually making 2 videos on each character. One video will be going over the basics of the character, including like the ideal method of getting around the screen, how to deal with zoners and all these different things, the very basic stuff, and like their good normal moves and their best normal and special moves, and maybe a bread and butter combo. Then the next video would be more advanced strategies going into like their more powerful damaging combos that are a little bit harder to pull off. And these different little things I'm going to do. This way I can get into really, especially getting around the limited amount of time I have on YouTube, so I can get in that really good content so you guys can actually understand these characters. Maybe you wanted to pick up a new character and all these different things, and this would be a great way to do it. And on top of all that, I'm also going to be doing we're planning on doing a few little skits involved in each of the videos to entertain you guys as you're watching it. So we're going to be starting filming on all that. We're going to be starting to do that pretty soon. Before that, we also have a couple of videos that I'm going to be posting. I'm going to try to wave through all these old videos that I have to give you guys so you can see the backlog of stuff that I have. On a little other note, now that I've caught you up on that stuff, it's pretty bare bone. It's pretty basic. There'll be more information coming out. I'm also want to tell you guys I'm going to be opening up a Twitter account, which should be linked in the next couple of videos. I'm going to be opening up a Facebook account to try to get more interaction from you guys, so we can actually figure out what kind of stuff you want to see. If you want to see more of this online saga, if you want to see more of it, just me palling around with my friends, where it's a lot more relaxed and we're just having fun. And all these different things. I'm also going to be trying to go to tournaments and different things like that to give you guys more of a demonstration of how, the more higher level people play. My rank's been dropping a lot, which is going to happen when you don't play for a while, so I'll try to catch up with that, but at the same time, I don't really feel the same desire to really go in and get really far as I had before, where I'm like, I've already hit 27, I've already been like in the top rungs. Now I'm like, okay, I'll play and I'll try to do my best while I'm playing, but I'm not going out there trying to get matches and all these different things. And it's just a different mindset I have at the moment, where it's more or less me trying to pick up new characters that I find interesting, like Scorpion, like Batgirl, like Harley Quinn and Catwoman, these characters that I really want to try and pick up and really understand. And that's more or less where I'm coming from at the moment. So you're going to be seeing a couple more videos with those characters, and I'm going to be leaning away from using Green Lantern, even though I Green Lantern fanboy, but I gotta expand my horizons. So I recently tried to actually go over the next gen consoles, next gen fighting games with my friends. The video didn't exactly work as planned, but I ended up bringing up and managing to at least get a few minutes of conversation about this in between actually playing the game. And one of the things that has been popping up, and as I've been seeing online a lot, is a lot of the anti-Xbox One stuff that I've been seeing, which I understand to a large extent, mainly because I personally heavily disagree with the business practices that they've been undergoing at the moment, like the DRM and how they've been treating their customers, especially some of these long-time customers of Microsoft. I mean, I was actually very, very excited about this new console because the online infrastructure that Xbox has is a lot better than the online infrastructure that the system like Sony has, where they really they don't have that powerful online. They don't have that powerful online servers and all these different things, which makes your the online gameplay, and especially in thing like a fighting game where any bit of lag really screws you over. You really notice that. It's something that that was one of the reasons I was really going towards actually picking up Xbox One. With all this new content and information I've been hearing about, and all the things like this always online DRM, then the need to check in that resulted from the getting the full information, to no use to no sharing disks and all these different things. I really wanted to get more information on the system and why for a lot of people it's the better choice compared to the PS4. For one, there's no always online DRM. Instead, you need to connect every 1 hour for every 24 hours. You can also connect with your phone if you have a smartphone or any kind of internet phone. In order, if your Xbox isn't connected to the internet, that's a cool little thing, and that helps out some people, and it alleviates some of the problems. The next thing is that the way they handle game sharing is that you have a group of 10 friends or your family, and anybody in that can actually use games that you have. I believe only 2 people can use it at once, and I believe if the 2 people are using it, it's only the single player. But that essentially means, say I have my copy of Injustice, and one of my friends, let's say Matt, wants to borrow Injustice. He can actually just go into that online cloud storage and play the game, which is admittedly pretty interesting and pretty awesome. It's like if it wasn't for the fact that there was no ability to bring around the disc as well, I would say this is this is a great addition, because it actually it takes away one of my complaints where it's like, oh, I can't loan it to my friend, but at the same time, going around to tournaments or doing things with my friends where I'll have my system offline for a long period of time because my console's the one being used for the tournament, or different things like this. That's where I'm starting to see problems, and I really, really hope that they do some kind of patch or addition where you have the ability to, for limited periods, for multiple, you have an offline mode where you can actually shut off the online for a while and just use the system offline. I really hope they add that in with a firmware update. I mean, I understand that kind of thing is very difficult to actually end up doing, because the way the DRM has been integrated into the console actually makes it very, very important to the way the console will run. So it's something I'd like to see later on, but I know we most likely won't be getting that kind of patch. It'll probably be a bare bones. If they do a fix at all, it'll be a bare bones one, because this online integration is so integral to the system. And another reason I'm kind of leaning towards picking up an Xbox One, it's definitely not going to be my first console and probably won't be my main console, is Killer Instinct. It's finally back, even though I'm pretty pissed that it's an Xbox One exclusive, especially with all the stuff that's been going on with Xbox. So, I mean, well, I'm glad that they've finally made another Killer Instinct. I'm kind of aggravated that it's on this console that's doing these kind of limitations, but we'll see what happens when the actual console comes out. We'll see if these things are being over embellished, because I mean, for the most part, my PS4 is always hooked into the internet. It's only lately that I've been doing a couple things on my computer and doing uploads that I actually will take it off the internet for a while. But at the same time, that's for a limited period of time. But my Xbox has not been hooked into the internet for months, because I only turn it on for a little while when I wanted to play specific online games. That might change as this new Xbox might beat out the PS4. We'll all see, but right now in pre-orders, PS4 is winning by a landslide. I believe it's winning at least it's from what I've heard, I don't know if this is accurate, it's selling, there's 4 PS4s sold for every 1 Xbox pre-order sold at the moment. So that's a really, really good lead. I'm actually putting in my pre-order for the PS4 soon, so hopefully we'll be doing that. With the state of how the consoles are working, and there's no native backwards compatibility, I was really concerned about how my arcade sticks will carry over. And sadly, it appears that we will need to buy an entirely new set of arcade sticks. I'm not sure if this will change as time goes on, because I know a couple of the people that I actually will play with during tournaments have been complaining about this. I mean, I don't know what the difference between the current generation of arcade sticks is and this generation, but I don't think it's going to be anything too major because they need to still keep the buttons at the same place. Maybe they'll be adding in USB 3.0 as opposed to the USB 2.0 for even faster connection and even faster inputs. Who knows? We'll see what happens later on. But I'm pretty excited to see where it's going to go, and I'm really happy to see that both consoles have fighting games from the outset. There's new business model for the fighting games, especially the Killer Instinct model. I'm pretty interested in seeing, because I mean, people like me that actually really enjoy fighting games and try to play semi-competitively will really will almost always grab the most expensive version so they can have all the characters right away and see what characters they want. But for people like the average consumer, like one of my friends, Erdley, will end up picking up that, probably buying the free version to see how they like the game mechanics, and it's a great way to bring more people into fighting games, which more people in any kind of community is a good thing. Aside from that, I've been ranting for a little bit about how I feel like the games are going to develop, and I kind of want to hear your guys' opinions. Do you agree, like a lot of people do, that the new setup for the Xbox One and Microsoft's marketing plan and all these different things is really it's just like a call out and basically a screw you to a lot of gamers? Or do you kind of see it where I do, where it's not the best decision they could have made. They're not trying to alienate gamers. What they're trying to do is create more opportunities for them, not only to just make money, but to enhance the online gameplay. And how these actual enhancements work and how they affect like consumers' interest in the console, we'll see later on. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm not going to be buying one at launch, mainly because I'm concerned, like a lot of people I know are, that it's going to go downhill. But here's hoping that Microsoft does not completely screw themselves over and that all of our complaints have been misguided. But we'll see what happens when time comes on. As for now, Zenithion signing off. This is the GameC.net and the Offline Saga. I'll be seeing you guys again soon.
You're no match for an Amazon. Huh!